real.
Facts.
Hello and welcome to another edition of After the Whistle, Wednesday, August 11th. We are here and we are back. I'm here. Todd with his Georgetown gear is here.
Yeah, I had to finally wear it. You know, it's like my second time wearing this. Had to support, you know.
People still think Georgetown is a HBCU for some reason.
Yeah.
I understood why they thought it was.
Just because of I get it. The basketball team was like the face of Georgetown for a very long time, but unfortunately, that was kind of like the only black folks that really went there.
Yeah, I mean, it was a black head coach, nothing but black players.
You would think.
I could understand the confusion. I could definitely understand the confusion. And all black folks just rock the Georgetown jackets and stuff. So
yeah. I was fortunate enough. A good friend of mine, you know, I trained in Carolina. One of his good friends actually went to Georgetown. So this is straight off the campus.
My cousin actually went to Georgetown.
Go get you some gear, bro.
I went to his graduation, actually.
And you know me, I only wear IndyCar gear, but if it's one of my favorite schools, which is Georgetown and Syracuse, and it's from the school, I definitely support it.
Yeah, definitely. A lot of folks moving into college this month. So, yeah, we'll give y'all some advice later. But
I don't think you want advice from me. Some of y'all might want some advice, but most of y'all, you're freshman year.
I think we need to give the Celtics some advice. I know we briefly talked about it you talked about it. I just sat here and looked at the camera as you talked about their free agency moves. And I mean, they made another move in signing Dennis Schroder, who must have fired his agent or something because turned down a 4-year, $84 million contract that was offered to you by the Lakers, and now you're on pretty much a veteran's minimum with the Celtics, 1-year deal, $5 million. You're thinking about $84 million in California.
He wanted like over $100 million, right? I think he really wanted that, but I don't think he's too happy with his agent. He might, but he also might think, you know, fresh place, new opportunity. Right. He's probably going to be put in the starting role, so he's finally able to start for. Did he start for Atlanta 1 year? I think 1 year, a couple years.
Yeah, he started for a couple
years, but now he's back in the starting role like consistently.
Yeah.
So I think he might have mixed feelings about this. I'm sure I know a lot of Celtics fans that have mixed feelings about it. I think he's not the worst fit for the Celtics. He's not bad. I just don't think he was a good fit for the Lakers.
Yeah, and you know he need the ball in his hand a lot.
Yeah. Playing
with LeBron and AD, him always constantly looking them off is like. We understand you want to score, but you got LeBron and AD. Get them the ball.
And that's what I mean. Like he just wasn't a good fit for them. Like Rondo was a great fit. That's why I was disappointed that they let him go, because he spoon feeds people opportunities compared to Schroder, who likes to put it up, which is not a problem, but he's just not what the Lakers needed.
Yeah, my cousin texted me about this move, and I just told him, I guess, it's something. I mean, he's a guy that looks to score. Which is something they've needed from a point guard for a while, but he's not really a facilitator.
But he D's up, though. He D's up, so he can cause havoc and he looks to score, so he can create opportunities. He might not be a traditional point guard as per se, but I think he'll do all right.
Yeah, that's one thing. See, I'm trying to be optimistic about this move, so I'm looking at the positives. Because one thing about these guys that they were missing last year was a third scorer, somebody who could just go and score.
Well, they were missing the third scorer, shooters, and bigs.
Yeah.
So they kind of have another scorer.
Yeah.
So let's just see what they do with the next couple months of the offseason, which there isn't much left, but let's see what
I think there's like 49 days left till training camp.
Let's see what they can figure something out. I think they might get another big.
Yeah, they signed Kanter. They brought Kanter back for, Kanter, he can't play defense worth a lick, but one thing he does well is rebound the ball and score down low. Like every time he gets on the court offensively, he gets a lot of offensive rebounds. Just every time he's on the court, good things happen on the offensive end. I mean, he's...
Yeah, and there's no perfect player. So one of our issues with our bigs was we didn't have a big that could really score. So now that we have bigs that can really just rebound and defend, Kanter could rebound and score now.
Yeah, and they're really high on Robert Williams because they're still making moves to just keep him around, keep him in the starting lineup to see how much more he can improve because they got Moses Brown and then they traded him. He was a 7-footer athletic that could have helped out, but they traded him for Josh Richardson, and now this is going to be an interesting constructed team because it's like, all right, maybe we're hoping Tatum Tatum and Brown take another step. You know, as I always say, when you come back from the Olympics, every time a player comes back from the Olympics, it's like they go to another level. You know, we've seen guys win MVPs, get all first team All NBA coming off the Olympics. So maybe that will Tatum will take that lead and understand he's the top dog.
Yeah, we've been trying to say it all along. I know we've debated in the past, but it was just one of them things. He's just a matchup problem. You know what I mean? Brown's great, but he's not really a matchup problem. He's the same size the guy he's covering compared to like Tatum looking down on most of the defenders he comes across. So you know, hopefully they make that leap. I think usually happens because you know the international play, you learn different intricacies about the game, and then you bring that and you transform it and make it your own in the NBA, and then you're already good in the NBA, so it just puts you a step ahead of everyone else.
Yeah, definitely add some new things to your game because he was playing Greg Popovich's system in that, so he probably figured out a few things to his game that he probably would have figured out later on, but he could use that coming in. So that's the Celtics. We'll see how this team does this year. You know, the East is still just a 2-team race right now because it looks like Brooklyn and added Patty Mills to that team. So Brooklyn and Milwaukee, it looks like it's going to be those two again. We'll see how the Hawks. If they don't have no setbacks or anything, you know, I like Sharif Cooper.
I mean, I was gonna say, what's his name? What's it? Cameron? Is it Cameron Thomas? Is that his name for the Nets? The one from LSU. Don't get me wrong, but that was a good pickup for the Nets just because him being under Kyrie, Harden, like what? Like those are your vets.
Yeah,
like
they got some. They made some moves. The Nets definitely made some moves to improve their chances of getting to the finals. Luka. He signed a nice $207 million deal extension with the Mavericks, to no surprise, because the way he's been playing and improving each of his first 3 seasons is like, give him this money. But now they're going to have to find a way to build a solid team around him, you know, because Luka is ball dominant, so I think they need to surround him with shooters.
For one, hopefully him and the coach can see eye to eye so he could actually, I want to say, be the best player possible, because you can't have your point guard just determining whatever goes on in the court. He has to have somebody that he can listen to. Yeah. So hopefully they figure that out, because they hired somebody.
Jason Kidd.
Yeah, they hired J. Kidd. So hopefully they can see eye to eye on some things, and then they surround him with shooters, which he needs. You know what I mean? One more big can't hurt. Yeah. But biggest thing with him is just trusting in his coaching and coaching trusting in him, to be honest with you. I'm over there kicking stuff.
Oh, I thought that was that was a window. Yeah, and we don't know, and we haven't seen really players that have a high usage volume take their team to the championship. We've never seen. I mean, LeBron did that one year he did it before he went to Miami with the Cavs, but kind of saw how that played out in the finals because he kind of got worn down. And James Harden, too, he was another guy, high usage for all those times in Houston. And it was just never, he could never get over that hump because the usage was so much and it was too much James Harden bail us out type of deal.
Yeah, I was going to say that, too. I think the combination of things, like obviously the high usage rate and your role players have to come through in clutch moments. Yeah. And that didn't happen for those players. We can say guys like Jordan, who's probably the ultimate in the highest of usage when it comes to plays at the time he was playing, and he had to trust in some of his role plays, and they came through. That's why he's a 6-time champion. Yeah. You know what I mean? So unfortunately, when plays don't come through and you don't win, that's the excuse they give you. They say he's worn down, but when you do win, what do they say then? You know what I mean? Yeah. So
it's just the thing, like basketball, you just can't have one guy be so dominant with the ball, no matter how talented he is. He just has to, at some point, you got to pick and choose when to take over a game, when, know when to facilitate. Because Luka's a great passer. We've seen that he could pass the ball. He's just having more confidence in his teammates, because I think sometimes it's he don't have that much confidence in his teammates at times, even though.
Which most that's the styles. That's the issue with most stars. Yeah. I mean, when you're so much better than some of your teammates, and then you put the work in, and they don't put the work in, and you see it on a day-to-day basis. After a while, say, "Why am I passing the ball to you?" Yeah. I went through that growing up. Other people went through that. You know, I mean, it's one of them things, like, you hold yourself to the highest of standards, so you try to hold people to that standard, but you realize as you get older that you can't, because everybody's just different.
Yeah, and what's also more interesting about Dallas is that everyone thought him and Porzingis would be a good 1-2 combo because of the talent they both have. It was too much. It was too often Porzingis was just standing around the perimeter too much and not getting down low or not rotating or cutting, or he just fall too happy with staying behind at the 3-point line. And when he did choose to go inside, he'd produce.
Yeah, but you say how dominant. I mean, how ball dominant Luka is. Like, if you're big, I'm not trying to get beat up down there if I'm not going to see the ball. Mm-hmm. So,
yeah, I mean, maybe if he's still on the roster and they don't trade him, maybe Jason Kidd will figure a way out to get those two guys more involved, because there's plenty of ways to get them to
I was gonna say there's no reason why, but Luka like putting that thing up. He like stepping to the side and jacking it, from like about 30-something feet, like it goes in, it don't go in, but he has that freedom. He's allowed to do that. So.
Just lost my train of thought again.
My bad.
Let's just move on to another intriguing NBA story. Leanjo Ball. He is on the Hornets Summer League roster, and I think this guy, he has a lot of people rooting for his success or for him to make an NBA roster.
I'm rooting for him.
Yeah, well, I'm rooting for him. And from what I saw in the the highlights that I saw, putting that ball in the rim. He was putting that ball in the bucket. Yeah.
Only question I got, because when they put the player profiles and when they went to school, and they put UCLA.
He was there.
All right.
I don't know if he took a class or not, but he was there.
I mean, he was there, and then all that stuff happened. Then I think he left school, right? So
yeah.
But it's just funny how you could certainly sometimes just put certain stuff on your resume just because you might have been there for a certain amount of time. But I thought you have to finish just to put.
I don't even think he was there for a whole semester.
All right, man, I ain't knocking it. I'm not knocking it. I was just curious because I'm like, I've seen that in the past.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? People that transferred from 3 schools and they put their main D1 schools. Like, bro, you didn't graduate from there. I know some people that did that.
Yeah.
But honestly, man, I'm rooting for him. I know half the world wants, what's it,
Leanjo?
Yeah, Leanjo to make it. I want him to make it just because it's just a good look for them. And he's been grinding, he's been under the radar.
Yeah.
He had that one hiccup, but he's like the quiet one out of all 3 of them. So
he would be the most interesting story out of all 3 of them, just because your older brother and your little brother were lottery picks, and you had to work your way up. Like, you had to take the long road to the league.
Hey, it was self-induced, you know what I mean?
Self-induced.
It was self-induced, so he made one bad decision. I think he could come off the bench and produce for a team, you know what I mean?
And the thing about it is, he made one bad decision, and sometimes guys that make that one bad decision, they just let it affect them for the rest of their life. It just hinders their growth, and they don't really move on from that. He's really moved on from it because he wants to be in the league. He wants to play in the league with his brothers. So that's also like another motivation for him.
And he continued working. He didn't stop. He didn't complain. He didn't pout. Yeah, you might be mad, but just continue to work, and your opportunity will come. Yeah.
Speaking of college, I always tell people I started off at Curry College. I wasn't there that long. I'd be like, I went to Curry. I ain't graduate. I always put the disclaimer. I didn't stay there long, but I went there.
Yeah, but
took some classes. Yeah, yeah. I don't talk about that. They're still asking me for money too. Curry College, man. But speaking of Summer League, have you been watching the Summer League? A couple of games. I watched the Celtics young players last night. They had these guys really. You don't make much of Summer League besides guys improving. And as Aaron Naismith, he had himself quite the game. He was knocking down shot, coming off the dribble. So he's showing why they were high on him when they drafted him, because he was doing everything that they believed that he could do.
Yeah, this is all cool. But
it's
one thing I will say, as much as I like Kyle Kuzma as a player, and he gets a lot of slack from people, he was MVP of the Summer League one year. So the Summer League can only tell you so much. And players that already been in the league for a year or two, they're supposed to kind of do that in the league. It's good to see. It's definitely good to see because we don't really see him produce as much in the regular season. So now when he's getting his look, it's great. But unfortunately,
can you capitalize?
Yeah, he's not playing against the top tier talent he'll be playing against, during the season. But it's always dope though. I like seeing the first and second year guys,
Yeah.
playing in the summer league, just so you can actually see their skill set, because you're not going to see much of it during the regular season.
Yeah, definitely, especially if they're not like the top 10 picks or so, because they'll probably end up on the bench because those top guys are probably thrown in the starting lineup right away. But there were some other guys that were, Peyton Pritchard. I don't even think he should be in the summer league, but because he had such a great first season, but I guess they're using it just for him to improve, and he might have a more improved role this upcoming season as far as being the point guard.
Also, too, some of these guys want to stay in shape.
Yeah.
Some of these guys just want to stay in rhythm. They want to compete. They want to show the improvements they made. And some of these organizations actually want to win the summer league.
Yeah.
It's not just to go out there and pick some players. They're trying to compete and win, because then you win something. You know what I mean? And then it's like a big old tournament towards the end of it. So it's something to look forward to.
And this is also a big part of player development too. The summer league is definitely a big part of just evaluating these young guys that are coming in, and the Celtics young core, they got some guys that if they're mature enough, they could help the team out this upcoming season. Also, there were also lottery picks, other summer league games that happened. I know I watched Cade Cunningham and Jalen Suggs. They looked really good out there. Jalen Suggs, it just looked effortless for him to score that.
Jalen Green or Jalen Suggs?
Suggs.
All right, for Orlando?
Yeah.
All right, because I was watching Cade Cunningham versus Jalen Green.
Oh yeah,
And, I'm big on Jalen Green.
He's on the Rockets, right?
Yeah. So I wasn't sure which one you was talking about, but Suggs. Yeah, he's played that way since he was in high school, and then going to Gonzaga is kind of like a pro style, and he's a pro player. He just seemed comfortable. But it's also summer league, and some of the elite lottery picks. Them regular summer league guys really can't compete with them. Like,
who was it that were all on the same team at IMG Academy?
So
it was Cade Cunningham.
It was Mount Verde.
Oh, at Mount Verde?
It was like Scotty Barnes, Cade Cunningham.
It was another one.
The number one player coming out now that's going to Duke, he was on that team, but he was like an underclassman.
Jeez Louise.
And I forgot the other two guys, but they all in the league now.
So they pretty much got four. Yeah. They had like 4 or 5 guys, NBA guys, on their team at one point.
Well, 4 now, but there's one that's going to be in the league. Yeah.
They had 4 and a potential NBA guy on the team. Jeez Louise, you're going up against that team, and if you're not one of those schools that got other NBA guys.
They were the best team in the country that year. They won it all. So,
woo, man, high school sports, man. Some of it.
Prep school is different. Yeah. I try to tell people it's a whole different monster, and if you just don't think you're a monster, don't go there. Because that's a humbling. And some people call me like cocky and arrogant, which I'm just very confident, because you know me, I'm to an extent a very humble person.
Yeah.
But don't tell me I'm bad at something if I know I'm not. It's as simple as that. But just imagine me times 10 and you're going to Duke. You know what I'm saying? And you think my attitude is crazy? Like, nah, bro. Y'all ain't seen some of these attitudes, and some of the egos and stuff. Like, it's a whole different monster, because you have to feel that way in order to compete in front of all them coaches, all them people, and then you're playing as a guy trying to take your head off.
Yeah.
I
think I saw a meme where it says, imagine being at an AAU game, you win one game, and then the next game you're playing against 5 guys who could potentially make the NBA.
Bro. My freshman year at St. Mary's, I was in class with Will Blaylock. Yeah. He ended up playing Iowa State and going to get drafted by the Pistons. Yeah. We play one-on-one in gym every day. Yeah. He wasn't easy. He was a tough cover, but you know what I'm saying? Sometimes you just come across certain people and you know what level you're at based on where you're at that point. You know what I mean? And I was fortunate enough just to come across certain people in my life.
Told you the time I saw Bruce Brown play in high school. Yeah. When he was at Vermont Academy.
Yep.
And I was just like, oh. okay, I see why there. This guy is going to one of them ACC schools, and I'm like, okay. And now and I see him in the league now, and I'm just like, oh yeah.
And he's good, but compared to the guys in the league, like he's still trying to figure it out compared to some of the guys he's playing with. And it just shows. And now you see the difference. Like there's a whole level to.
Like he's really talented. And then there's guys that are more talented than him. And if you've never seen basketball, if you watched him play, you'd be like, how can somebody be more talented than him?
Yeah, and these guys are like Merlin out there.
Speaking of him, I saw him this weekend just looking lost. He was cool, though. He just looked lost.
Wait, at the tournament?
Yeah, he just looked...
Because they didn't really come. They didn't come to the Guidance tournament a lot. Him or man.
Yeah.
So like when you come to something like that and you ain't from out here, it's kind of overwhelming. Like it's just a lot of people. It's a lot going on.
Yeah.
It's a lot of love. It's just, and then you got people running up to you.
Yeah.
You're like, hold up. Like,
the thing, they were cool about everything. They were cool about it, enjoying the atmosphere and everything that was going on. But when I first looked at, when I just saw him, he just like, cause he was with somebody, he just looked so lost. I'm just like, I had to call him over just to talk to him and stuff. But yeah, it was hilarious. But all right, let's go to the Olympics. Yeah. Team USA, men's and women's, they both won. I think me and you were the only people that were not losing our minds because Team USA lost a couple exhibition games and lost the first game because it was just like, okay, the talent will kick in. It's just like, and me, after watching what they did to France in the championship game, I'm just like, these guys really didn't take it seriously at first, and then they just went up a little notch.
Once again, egos and attitudes, like I said, bro. Like, and when a hooper to another hooper, you could tell when they could care less. Yeah. You could just tell when they ain't going as hot as they out here. No, they ain't. Trust me. Like, it's just a certain level. They just turn it up. And we seen firsthand. Plus, we're not part of this super skeptic world that because a couple people who you think have a clue said something that we're gonna ride with them. Like, if I think I'm right, I'm just gonna ride with me and me only. Yeah. And you if you agree. If you don't, by myself. But you know what I mean? It's just one of them things where like, and everybody has an opinion now, and we know how many people don't know the game, don't know sports. They go off what they hear other people talk about. So, man, it's just too many people with too many fingers to type.
Yeah, because it was just like, we know the world is a little catching up with. The world is catching up, but they're not really catching up because, once again, some of these teams, they have 1 or 2 or 3 NBA guys. And some teams have potential NBA guys that'll be in the NBA in the future. But these guys have been in the league for a while, and they've been dominating for a while. So it's like, when they feel like it, if they want to win by 20, they'll win by 20.
And, too, like, if they want, they'll bring their top 10 players over here and show you the different level. Because a couple of them players are part of the top 10 in the NBA, but they're not all. A lot of them players weren't there, which is not a problem, but, you know.
And for a lot of people that are saying this is like the worst constructed Team USA team, like, even so, they're still 5-10 times better than the competition. And if they really tried, it could be 20, 30-point blowouts if they really tried.
It don't matter how they're constructed. They're still getting that ass busted. Just what it is.
And you got Kevin Durant. I think in 3 Olympic gold medal games, he's got 2 30-point games, and he's got another 29-point game.
Yeah, 30 ball.
So it's just like there's nobody that's going to be able to come.
30 ball. 30.
You know, all-time leading scorer now, right? In the Olympics. Yeah, so we got that. And then you go on the flip side, to the women's side, as we talked about.
We don't even, man.
You got Diana Taurasi over there toying with people, doing the MJ on them, and Brittany Griner and Aja Wilson it's just like grown women amongst like little kids.
I was going to say, like, I'm more excited about the guys winning it just because, like, the women just stomp all over people. They're just so, like, what's the word? Merciless? Because it's not merciful, right? They have no mercy for their opponent. They just slap them around, tear hair out, nails off, even eyelashes. They just do these girls dirty. Like, They really do.
Yeah, it was bad. It was bad. The way they just it was bad. It was bad. It looked like the Logs versus Dipset.
Like put it like this. I'd be more shocked if they lost than when UConn lost.
Yeah.
When they was on their streak.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, well, I can see UConn losing.
Yeah.
Did these girls lose it in the gold medal game? Yeah, right.
Yeah. It's not. I think they haven't lost in the gold medal game.
Bro.
They haven't lost in international play. It's going on for a while now.
Yeah, and I'm not even talking about regular games. I'm talking about gold medal games. Like, yeah right. Like, no way.
They're not. They're just so much head and shoulders better than their opponent, and it's just the physicalness, the physicality, and it's just like the height advantage. It's just like, yeah, this.
Granted,
ugly quick.
If some of them girls I think actually play, if like, some of them girls weren't. I mean, some of their parents weren't born in America, so if they actually went to their actual countries where their parents originated from, it might be a small difference. But it's still gonna be a shellacking.
Yeah, big time. So that was
Because some of the girls that don't make the USA team, they go play in other teams.
They go play for their country.
because they got certain citizenship in here, and you're like, hey, I didn't know she was Swedish. And then you find out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
maybe some of these international teams just need to start doing that. Just get everybody. Or just form one team and get all the international players in the WNBA.
I mean, they're doing the best they can because Australia's always solid.
Yeah.
Australia's always solid. And, Canada's always solid. Canada sometimes winning the FIBA under,
the Pan American games.
Yeah, the Pan American games and little FIBA under 21 joints, 18 under. They win some of those. So, they're close, but not close enough.
Yeah, it is. They're light years away. Everybody's light years away from even catching up to the U.S. women's basketball program because
we got girls that are like 6'7" now, doing what they want, like Brianna Stewart.
And then you look at it, who's behind them? Paige Buckets is right behind. They got
But at least Paige like regular height.
But she can get them buckets.
Nah, she get buckets though.
Yeah.
Then the homegirl from Iowa, who's just dirty. Yeah. Oh, Paige is nice, but the girl from Iowa, she got the hezzy, she got all the. She's dirty.
Who are the sisters from Iowa State?
From Iowa State or from UNLV?
No, there's these sisters.
No, Fresno State.
No, Iowa State has these sisters.
No, because it's some twins from Fresno.
They're not
State.
twins.
All right.
But they're just sisters.
Okay. They're nice too?
Yeah, they're cold-blooded. And they're so 5 girls, and they're all basketball players. It's a family full of basketball players.
Yeah, that's dope. That's dope.
And you got girls dunking too now. So
yeah, man. Hey, I like to see it.
Yeah, it's good luck to everybody else. All right, let's go into. We don't got no interviews for y'all this week, so maybe next week we'll see. But I think people don't want to talk to me no more. I don't know. I'm just joking. Let's go to the highlights. Lights out, Jim. First, we're gonna do the summer league highlights, and then we're gonna do the post game interview. So highlights first, then post game interview. All right, check out the post-game interview I did with the players on the court. And we're going to come back with more highlights. All right, here with Summer League champions, Malden Catholic. Fellas, how you feeling?
Feeling good. Feeling good. Casual.
Talk to me about this Summer League. What was it about this? What was it about this league that made you guys play hard? You guys went undefeated. Talk to me about it.
We just got a talented group of guys. We all love each other, and we just play hard, play the course.
All right, Jeff, what's going on, man? You're having quite the summer. Once again, we meet again, man. Talk to me.
It's a great feeling.
Yep.
All my brothers played hard, came to play, and we took the chip.
All right, definitely. Where's Nick at? Come here, man. Let's come. You made a lot of key plays, man. This whole summer league, when some of the guys weren't on their A game, you made a lot of key plays. Just talk to me about your mentality this entire summer league.
My teammates just trusted me with a rock. Starts on the defensive end first, though.
All right. Now, how are you guys gonna make this momentum continue into the regular season?
Working in the gym every day. We're in the gym every day.
Yes, sir.
All I can say is we getting very sturdy all 2021.
There you have it. Summer League champions, Malden Catholic Lancers. Congratulations, fellas. All right. Let's go to the Sioux City Classic. We're going to talk about it when we come back, but we got two highlights for you. I never seen a player shut down Marion Gardens the way Ali shut down Marion Gardens before. It was crazy. Just watch. Yeah, that was something else what he was doing out there. There was a point. It was him and Tyrese were just every time it was either him or Tyrese getting buckets, and the crowd was going crazy in there, and I'm just like, wow, oh wow. Todd was trying to take credit for that half court shot the whole time. He's like, shoot! I told him to shoot it.
Nah, man. Shout out to Ali. You know me. I used to have him in AAU when he was younger, and I used to be so hot on that boy just because he had it.
Yeah.
He just didn't understand the game fully. So I'm glad he's finally coming around. And football helped him a lot. Helped him with his physicality and understanding how to just be tougher and stuff. So he's definitely growing up, and I'm happy for him.
Yeah, definitely. His shot got a whole lot better. And now he just shoots that. He just lets it fly. Like before, he wasn't letting it fly like that. But now he makes 1 or 2 in a row, and the rest is history.
Yeah,
he's
man.
just knocking that thing down.
Crazy thing about it, he's been shooting like that since like he was younger. It's just it's a confidence thing. You know what I mean? It's really a confidence thing, and you see he has the utmost confidence. So hopefully he just rides the wave.
Yeah, that whole tournament was pretty. It was pretty entertaining having it come back. There was so many people there. Yeah, there was so many people there, standing room only at this point, because there was just ridiculous amount of people there.
Well, make sure y'all get tested. Y'all might have been sharing breath.
That's why I had my mask. I had my mask on. I was walking around there with my mask on.
You know, I was nowhere in sight, man. I was hiding. I was in the cave.
Yeah, I was sweating, getting black. But Congratulations to that one. Team from Boston won the men's division. They won it. I think it was the same team that won it in 2019.
Okay.
Got a couple guys in there. It was pretty good. Pretty good. And then Nolan, Lynn team won the middle school and high school. Well, there was 2 Lynn teams in the high school in division, and then the Lynn team won the collegiate division, which was a good game too. It was Lynn and they had a kid from Boston on the team, but it was, the Bulldogs, a bunch of Lynn English guys.
Who'd they play against, bro?
Rocker, the Merrimack Valley kids.
Kyle and them?
Yeah. He had his kids. He had those kids up there. Them kids jumped on English 26-5. It jumped on them early, and then game slowed down, and then they just made the comeback. It was a pretty entertaining game. There was some talent there.
That's dope.
But yeah, so Saturday I'll be at the Let It Fly Classic. Let's see how that goes.
Yeah, I might roll with you to that, man, depending on what's going on. But good thing I didn't hear no negative things about the Guidance Classic, you know what I mean? Or whatever you call it now. What's it called now?
Sioux City Classic.
Yeah, the Sioux City Classic.
Yeah.
I'm just happy it was a fun-filled event. And
It was great. It was great. That fish was bomb too. They had haddock up there. They was making some haddock up there and stuff.
That's dope. That's dope.
All right, let's go. Throwback. Lynn English, Lynn Class. I got a whole bunch of Lynn English, Lynn Classical game. Christmas tournament back in 2006. This one was at Tech. That slippery court. Check this out. Mark playing. That's just we back. Just talking about his 3-on-3 days.
Yeah, that was our middle school team too, Pickering.
Yeah,
that was definitely Elder squad. But
yeah,
I'll tell you that when we do my interview one day.
That's a big body though. It's 2 big bodies, especially at that age.
They was down low.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Yeah, we just having some little flashbacks. All right, let's go around the world of sports. So Manny Pacquiao and Errol Spence were supposed to fight. Errol Spence will not be fighting. Some injury occurred or whatever. So Manny Pacquiao will be fighting another fighter. He's Cuban. His name is Yordenis Ugas. Yeah. Spence had a retinal tear in his eye and stuff, so it's like, all right, this is kind of the fight that people were kind of anticipating to see, and now they're not gonna get it, and they might not ever get it because who knows what Pacquiao will do after this fight.
Man, that's unfortunate, man.
Yeah.
That just kind of like
right
took the air right out the balloon. Took the wind right from out the sails, from behind the sails, as they say, whatever that saying is. Man, I'll be honest, I can care less about this fight just because, like,
yeah, there's a lot of people looking forward to this exact fight.
It's kind of like when you ask for something for like Christmas or your birthday,
Yeah.
and you kind of like promise you get it, then you don't get it. You get something else. It's like, bro, I don't want nothing else.
Yeah.
Like, you should just told me I couldn't get it. You know what I mean? I would have accepted that. But so that's how I'm feeling about this fight. It's like, and it's like I understand if Pacquiao was injured because he's getting older and all that, I'd watch Errol Spence fight. But I'm not trying to watch Pacquiao just fight somebody else, especially when you don't know how much time he has left. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, because Pacquiao's 42 now, so yeah. I don't know. The next fight could be his last fight at this point, and how will you still be challenging for a welterweight title if?
Yeah, and like, you know, for 43, 44, 45-year-old Pacquiao is definitely going to be different than a 42-year-old Pacquiao. Then depending on how much damage he takes within these fights he'll be taking, if he wants to wait for Errol to get fully healed and prepared for the actual fight if it happens. But you know what I mean? You don't know how much damage he'll be taking on in the future, and he's not going to come back from it as fast as he usually would if he was younger.
Yeah,
a lot younger.
Yeah, so for a lot of boxing fans, this is really disappointing. I know Pedro disappointed, right, Pedro?
You damn right.
So yes, to those of you that were gonna buy the fight, well, if you still buy this fight, hope you enjoy it. Cause
now that's one thing I don't agree with. You shouldn't have to buy this fight. This fight should now be on ESPN. I ain't trying to take no money out of nobody's pockets, but that's just all logic. You're gonna get more views if you put it on ESPN. Like most of Pacquiao's fights have been in the past year or two. Yeah, been on ESPN.
Yeah.
So like, I'm not paying for this.
Definitely.
Fight stick.
Oh man. All right, let's go. A Red Sox update. The Red Sox lost to the the Tampa Bay Rays 8-4 last night. Red Sox are now in second place in the AL East. They are 65-50 on the season. They've had a tough little stretch happening at this point of the season. Not playing their best baseball that they should be, and they went from first place in the AL East to second place in the AL East.
Oh, I mean, that's not bad. But I noticed because it's been raining a lot, like a little too much. I didn't even have to look at the baseball stats or whatever. I look at the weather. Y'all think I'm joking. If you haven't seen the trend, I'm just saying, we're not crazy over here.
Yeah, and the thing is, they had I believe like a 2 or 3 game lead in the AL East before the All-Star break, and then now they're 5 games back.
Who's ahead of them?
The Tampa Bay Rays.
Oh, just as long as they're the Yankees.
The Yankees are.
I'll be honest. If I had to root for another team in our division, it would be the Rays.
Yeah.
Because TB, you know what I mean? I like them initials, you know. They're very dear to my heart. So with that being said.
I just don't get how Tampa Bay is even always good because they're cheap. They got a cheap organization. They don't really care about baseball. They don't really pay their players like that. And I'm just like.
Because when you live in like Florida, a wonderful area, you don't got to pay them. You got to pay them, but they're happy just by the weather alone. Then you drive down to Miami, it's like, what? We got this down the street? Like, it's a little different compared to being in Massachusetts, and you got to shovel and stuff. You better pay me. Like, it's different. I got to shovel. I might have to pull my back out, like, you know what I mean? Like, negative degrees and stuff.
Yeah,
like,
man.
It's unnecessary. Like,
yeah. But they're back on the field. They're back at it today. I'm going to attempt to go to another Red Sox game in my life. You know, my first experience, I just was over it. So I may attempt to go.
I'll go with you
one more time, but
we'd be like Eddie Bot in life.
Okay, let's get to some. Let's get into some NFL, a little NFL. The Hall of Fame ceremony happened over the weekend. Edgerrin James, Peyton Manning.
You, baby.
Orlando Pace, Isaac Bruce, Calvin Johnson. Calvin Johnson was inducted. I didn't watch it because I just don't watch these ceremonies because they're too long. But
yeah, I didn't.
Yeah, it's a pretty good class of guys that went in there, especially. You know, Edgerrin James had the line of the night. He said, I started my career with gold teeth, and now it's ending with a gold jacket. And If you
It's no better than that.
definitely, and if you ever, there's a story ESPN the magazine on Edgerrin James that did years ago when he was with the Colts. Y'all should read it if you want a good laugh because man, Florida folks, they don't change who they are. They're just authentically them. No matter how much money they make, no matter where they are in life, they will not change. They will be authentically them. They won't get corporate or nothing, and they just don't care.
I had that magazine too. He was on the cover, right?
Yeah.
I definitely. Yep. I mean, I had a description for ESPN the magazine for a while. What happened? They still make those?
I think so. Yeah, I believe so.
All right.
Yeah.
Wasn't sure if it was all digital now on the phone and all that.
Yeah. And we got a slate of preseason games starting tomorrow. The Patriots are on the field tomorrow. They will be taking on Washington. And from what I've been hearing about Patriots camps is Cam's been looking more accurate than he did. He's a lot more accurate. He's been doing well. They're saying he's head and shoulders above any other if there's any quarterback competition.
Hey,
It's
remember we said last year,
Cam.
ain't no way you can go but up.
Yeah.
So you after last year, but you can only go up. So it's all right. I mean, I think he'll do fine. Just one of them guys. He has to be comfortable in the situation and surround us, man.
And not get COVID too.
Yeah, that too. And being in Carolina, that's kind of reminiscent to being home.
Yeah.
Southerner, country boy.
Yeah.
I'm sure it wasn't that different than being. Where you from?
ATL.
From Atlanta, so it was not that much different. Yeah. So him definitely being up here was an adjustment. So
Yeah.
hopefully he adjusted to one, the cold.
Yeah.
And two, I want to say probably the food too and the way of life up here.
Yeah. I just think last year was COVID. When he got COVID and he missed those games, I think everything was just like because he had momentum, and then all that momentum went down, and his play dropped, and yeah. But one thing I want to. Everybody's so hard on him for I don't think I've ever seen a quarterback more criticized and scrutinized than him. And it's just crazy.
Because he's so gifted, unfortunately. Because they say you got all the tools to be the greatest quarterback or NFL player ever. I'm sure many people have said that, but it's like it doesn't always work like that. Management has to be in your favor.
Yeah.
Got to have a decent team, luck. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's just a lot of things. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that definitely. Yeah, I want to see how this team does because I'll say it again. Last year they could have easily been 10-6. There was just some hiccups.
And one thing I noticed too, like just in the history of football, guys that are great that come from small schools, they get a longer rope. You know what I mean? The guys that are great that come from the Power 5 schools.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the guys that are great, they're good, but like they're not looked at as the guys at the Power 5, so they're way under the radar compared to the guy at the Power 5 that's had a choke collar for rope. You know what I mean? It's just kind of sad. So I figure just give everybody the same opportunity.
Yeah, definitely. All right, let me run down these preseason games for you. Steelers, these are tomorrow's games. Steelers, Eagles, Washington, Patriots. Both games are at 7:30 kickoff. On Friday, Titans, Falcons, Bills, Lions, Cowboys, Cardinals. Saturdays is Dolphins, Bears, Broncos, Vikings, Browns, Jaguars, Saints, Ravens. Lamar Jackson, the boy got COVID twice.
He outside.
He outside, no mask or nothing. Like,
Yo, a lot of people different.
He
out there with Kodak.
He got it twice though. That's man, it's scary. Jets, Giants, Bengals, Buccaneers, Texans, Packers, Chiefs, 49ers, Seahawks. About blah 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 blah. And yeah, that's about it. Nobody really diehard. People that want football back are excited for this, but most people just like, let's get the regular season started already or whatever. But a couple more weeks till kickoff. And we're going to go to Summer League, NBA Summer League top 10 because I wasn't trying to do baseball top 10 again. Apologies to all you baseball fans, but yeah, NBA Summer League top 10. All right, and we are back. Last, I forgot about this one. Lionel Messi in Barcelona. Economic obstacles. That was the reasoning. That was the reasoning. Economic obstacles. So he will be playing for Paris Saint-Germain. So
Man, didn't this dude say he was gonna take like a 50% pay cut and he would have stayed with them?
yeah.
Jesus.
So yeah, I think what was he in Barcelona for like 13 plus years?
I don't even know, but they gave him like the bank if they can't pay him no more. That's crazy.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's the soccer news we have for you. Messi is now no longer with Barcelona. I know a lot of diehard Barcelona fans were highly disappointed.
Yeah, man, I thought you were gonna move on, man.
Dina's sister, one of them. she ordered it. I'm like, well, that's life.
You know what you do? Blame management. He produces.
Economic obstacles.
Just say we want to pay that man.
Pretty much, right? And this is after they agreed to like a crazy 5-year deal, and now there's economic obstacles. I guess. It comes to my contract. Don't tell me no economic obstacles.
No, I'm making my money.
Right?
You tell somebody else that.
I want all my money. All right. We've come to an end. You know, I'm glad. I hope you guys enjoyed this show. We were scrambling to find stories of this week because this is like a slow sports period right now for a couple weeks. So
Yo, Messi, you want your money? Go to the office like Ice Cube.
with the baseball bats.
Yep.
All right. Make sure you go to LCTV after the whistle. There's highlights there. I got the Sioux City highlights coming. Everybody, y'all gotta be patient with me, yo. Them highlights are gonna come. It's 7 hours worth of footage. It's like, come on,
Unless you want some interns. You want to be an intern, make some highlights,
Yeah.
make things smoother and faster.
What he said. Those highlights coming, but we do got other highlights up there that are up there. You know, the championship game highlights will be up there today. Whole bunch of stuff. Make sure you go to Lynn Community Television Instagram page as well. There's stories up there, new posts, everything all up there. Make sure you follow him, Mr. Burton 23 on Instagram. He's training kids too, so
Yeah, man, holla at me, baby.
if you need a trainer to develop your child in basketball, holla at him.
We do it all types. Defense, offense, footwork, everything.
If you want to train him into running away from dogs, we do that too.
Yep, professionals.
How to get away from danger. All right, LynnTV.org. We got election coverage coming. Make sure you register to vote. So we got that coming. Happy birthday to my little guy, little Cheaty, as his nephew.
Okay.
He just turned 3 on Monday.
Oh,
Happy
yeah.
birthday to him.
Happy belated to my goddaughter, Kyrie. She turned 3 over the weekend.
Definitely. Also, as a sister, Yvonne, it's her birthday coming up this weekend. So happy birthday to her. I'm sure I'm going to see her annoying self at some point this week again. My grandma turns 87 next week, too, on the 17th, August 17th. So this is a day before we shoot. So I'm going to wish her happy birthday now. Maybe I'll wish her. Yeah, I'll do it now.
We gonna take a shot?
A shot of Jesus juice. Nah, I'm going to be... My
Type of wine
grandma
is
be
that?
drinking. My grandma be drinking.
You gotta take a shot with grandma.
87 and she be drinking. So happy birthday to her. Any other birthday shout outs? No.
Nah, man. I think we got everything covered.
We got everything up covered. Shout out to Pedro back there. You know,
The guy.
the guy that makes all this run.
The voice in the clouds.
He's like Jesus back there. His voice is like, is that God talking to me? You guys have a safe weekend. Make sure you be productive. Get out, get active. Also, stay cool. It's gonna be 90s for the next couple days, so stay cool. We'll see you guys next week. Have a great day. Damn, what happened to the music?